Hi everyone from India. So this video is about something that is going to start happening. We don't know how long we're going to be in confinement. I don't like to call it house arrest. I like to call it stay home and take care of each other. And what would happen if we have to stay home for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, like Anna Frank? I've been wondering about that, and in the beginning it was kind of new and cool. I don't have to drive to the office. I can work at home, or I have time for myself, and it's like a vacation. And now after 2 weeks of this, all the feelings are starting to come out to the surface, and we're all starting to feel anxious and start to feel a little uncomfortable. What is happening? I want to go to the park. I want to go jog. I want to have my coffee in my favorite cafeteria. I want to go buy a dress. I don't know. It's just like we have been put in a very interesting situation regarding our attachments. Maybe some of you are in a foreign country and you are by yourself. I know many of my friends are in different countries. They were stranded from their homelands, and now, wow, what an intense situation. So I want to speak a little bit about how the illusion or the samsara or the darkness can start coming into our minds, and it's important because that way we can be more alert. And it's going to happen. Yeah, for sure it's going to happen, because we are under tremendous pressure. There's like a global wave of fear around this disease. Many of our friends, families, and are in this, going through this disease, and we are all worried, and we are all like, living in these times of extreme crisis. It's like a war, I think so. We have never been in a war, but it's a different kind of war. The world has never been shut down before like this, and no possibility to be with our families if they are in a different countries. It's a very extreme paradigm that we're living. So how can we keep our minds open and also be clear, so we don't fall prey to these, let's say, tactics or strategies of the darkness to get hold of our minds and like just shut us down? And these are the teachings of yoga, and I've spoken already about the kleshas and the poisons of the heart, so I'm going to just review them so we can have some examples. The kleshas are obstacles that veil our understanding, and the first one of them is ignorance. So ignorance is falling prey to what we are not, and for that we need to have some point of reference of who we are. So there are beautiful teachers right now teaching in many areas, and I have posted some of their satsangs in my group Intensive from Mysore in Facebook. You can see them there, and they are amazing guides for us in these moments of change. Who are you? Who are you not? And the ignorance of our real self is going to bring us into a very narrow point of view. If we identify with our material possessions, with our names, our families, our money, our cars, our pets, all that suddenly is taken away from us, and what is left? We need to connect to who we really are. This is the way to go through this storm, and that's what a spiritual practice is for. The next klesha is the aversion and also the attachment. We are all facing this moment of minimalism, as I was explaining, of simplicity. Like, for example, here at home we're eating khichdi. Today we had some chickpeas. We are not having wines or breads or cheese, is only rice for now, and beans, and we are not getting like fresh veggies right now in Delhi. Everything is shut down. It's like, even an ice cream right now feels like a luxury. So we are being like taking away our luxuries, and we can also face this with extreme anxiety, or we can just be grateful that we have something to eat. We can also start feeling aversion for those around us, because we are all in house arrest. I don't like to call it like that, but it may feel like that at some point. So emotions may start coming out. And if we are standing in our egos, in our asmitas, we are going to suffer a lot, because this is not the moment to take anything personally. So if someone at home is feeling like a little stirred up and everything, is time to just maybe have some space. Maybe if it's in 2 different rooms, and just pray for them. It's not the time to fight or to find faults in others. It's a time to be totally open and accepting of what is happening, even if sometimes we feel very angry or very anxious or very fearful. And finally, dealing with fear in these times of change is our real challenge. Dealing with fear, because fear is connected to our survival mode, to our reptilian brain. And sometimes it's very hard to control it. So I recommend some strategies. When you start feeling anxious, deep breath, 10 deep breaths, or maybe if you have a balcony, if you have a terrace, go out and just look at the sky and do a prayer for yourself, for someone else, write a letter, listen to some music, dance a little bit, scream in a towel, take some tea, and just drink the tea with gratitude. Simple things that may help you just kick out of the mood. And there are poisons of the heart that we all carry with us into this lifetime, and some of them are, let's say, more intense than others. So we also need to be aware of those. And the first one is desire. Maybe we are craving for, Häagen-Dazs, or maybe we're craving for sugar, or craving for wine or beer, and we can lose a lot of our energy in those cravings, because maybe there's no way to get it anyways, and we are complaining and we are getting angry, and let them go and be grateful for whatever you have. Maybe we're also angry, and anger is coming out, and we may just mistreat our neighbor, and we can just start judging other people, and it's simply because this anger at the, let's say, of the seriousness of the situation start coming out. It's frustrating to be home, it's frustrating to be away from those we love, it's frustrating to have our plans cancel. I know many of my colleagues, including myself, who had a whole plan of teaching and tours and workshops and everything completely has to be dropped. And we can start complaining about it, or we can just be, there's other plans for us right now. We need to go within. But the anger may be there. Don't put this anger into anyone. Please don't do that. Hold it inside. Just scream in your pillow. Don't scream aloud so your neighbors don't get scared. Scream into your pillow and just get that out. Do an intense practice. If you have a yoga practice, start dancing. Do something physical, and that can snap you out of it. There's also the chance of the delusion coming and just clouding your understanding. Be very picky about what kind of news you put into your brain. So there's a lot of fear-oriented news right now there, and we can fall prey, and then we can go into a panic attack. And that's not what we need right now, especially if you're home alone. Use your energy wisely. Put your attention in places that can uplift your spirit, that can inspire you to keep going. This is, like I was saying in the live satsang today with Mexico, this is a marathon. The word for us right now is endurance. It's not like I do my practice 1 week and then I drop everything and then I go into depression and I just don't speak to anyone and I don't know. It's endurance. Maybe we need to endure this for longer than we thought. And new challenges will come to us and we need to keep our mind clear. Then there's also the chance of greediness and worrying too much about material stuff, that we are losing maybe even our job, our livelihood, and we are so worried and like trying to figure out all the logistics materially and stuff. And it's time to simplify our lives. Yes, it's time for a big let go of luxuries. It's time to completely be with the bare necessities. And if that includes a little bit of rice and lentils every day, that's perfectly fine. Thank you. Some water and a roof above your head, you're set. Anything else is not really necessary. We may also go into envy. Why am I here? And some people are living in Hawaii in their huge homes, and why am I here stuck? And like, wherever you are is where you need to be. Maybe you are in a foreign country. Oh my God, that's a big challenge. But as I always say, I'm here for you. If you need to speak to someone, if you need support, I'm like totally available for you, because I know it must be very hard to be away from home right now in these moments of such deep intensity. Finally, the last poison of the mind is sloth. And there may be a tendency to sleep very late, to binge on Netflix and binge on social media, and completely get scattered in the mind, and you're gonna fall into negative thinking. So manage your energy, control your emotions. For that, your spiritual practice is very important, and you're gonna be able to pull through this. I'm sure we are all doing our best effort to stay afloat and find something creative to do, because when you do something creative, your negativity instantly goes away. Maybe write a letter to someone you love. Maybe, I don't know, try starting a podcast, write something, start a journal, like start drawing, I don't know, take care of your clothes, select what you want to wear after we're out of this quarantine. Maybe, you're ready to get rid of some things and share with other people. I don't know, get creative. And then finally, I wanted to share some of my no's, big no-nos right now. First one is no complaints. So don't call your friends to complain. They're already dealing with a lot. Of course, you can share and this is happening to me and I felt this way today. And yes, we're all going through emotions and we're going through like frustration and all these so-called negative feelings, which are not, they're expected in these circumstances. But don't make a habit to complain about what is happening. We're all facing it together, and that's given. So it's better just to accept it. No resistance. Don't resist the changes, because you're going to suffer more. And suffering is just resistance to what is happening. Allow everything to be as it is. No judgments. Don't judge yourself. It's not the time to improve yourself. No, it's the time for the bare necessities, and to be there for yourself and to be there for your loved ones and for each other. That's it. You don't need to just finish your PhD right now, or just change series in Ashtanga and like conquer that posture, and don't. Like I have a huge resistance for putting more responsibilities than you should have on your shoulders right now. Like, just be with the simple and be happy. Just to simply be healthy. No assumptions. If you have any doubts, speak with people clearly. No gossip. Don't lose your energy. No gossip about anyone. Just read and share what is inspiring for you. And finally, no concepts. Don't label the experience. This is not a tragedy. This is not a terrible crisis. This is not a failure. This is something that we need to go through, and we have the tools inside of our soul to do so. So trust your teachers, trust yourself. Everything is coming, all is coming, like we say in Ashtanga Yoga. Thank you so much. Namaste from India.